Hello, everyone. I am Tacit, and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 18. Week 5? 5, right? Yeah, 5. Day 3. So today, game plan. We got the treasure hunt pet. So we have that thing going on if you still need it. Of course, we already have it maxed. I just went on a maxing spree yesterday for the 8-year anniversary. Gosh, we just upgraded so many pets, mostly cosmetic. But, main goal today, Underspire. We haven't touched it yet. And today we're about to touch it, 50-something times. As, we actually technically did PvP last night. Obviously we'll still be doing dailies on it, but, you know, as far as our big grind. Oh, well, we actually dropped down all the way to, 3rd. Well, we get to reclaim 2nd today, I guess. But we're on at least someone else's bracket, so hopefully theirs will be way easier. Because ours is actually trying to be a challenge for once. Yeah. So still got a bit of a cough. Alright. Where were we? Anyways. What was it doing? So, where should we start? Pet rescue? Don't need. Dungeon? Sure. Yes? Nope. Oh, actually, that's a good one. Doesn't look like a good one, but it is. That one's definitely not a good one, though. Yeah, let's go get out some Zolgoth. Actually, not some Zolgoth. You know what team we're going for. Why do I still have 2 Takshaka teams? I still have this... I still have the old meta Takshaka team set up. I need to do something with that with one of the teams video already. That, like, that team existed for, like, 1 month. Prior to Takshaka existing. Oh, was there a lot of ads at the beginning of the thing? Yeah, YouTube puts an auto amount at the beginning. So, yeah, sometimes they go crazy with it. They do that sometimes recently. Hello everyone, by the way. Hello Bill. Hello Mark. Hello Anetta. Hello Ellie. Hello Imperial. Hello Isabel. Hello Easy Breezy. Hello Lester. Hello everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yep, I thought that was matchable. Gosh, I'm like so out of it right now. Let's see. Today's just been one of those days. We over partied last night. No, it's oh, we got a double good one. We got ourselves some blue deeds with a handful of gems. It's only 10, but honestly, it's pretty good relative to the rate of gems in the game. Like a minute for 10 gems, not even. If only Treasure Hunt was that good, could you imagine? 600 gems an hour from Treasure Hunt. It's currently like 60 an hour. Like 10 times less than that. So when's that Treasure Hunt rework coming? Obviously, they're not going to make it that strong if they ever do. But, come on, a little better than it is now. Like, Treasure Hunt's loot is scaled based on if the game was, like, 2018. And even then, it was barely even good. So, hello, Logic Slayer! Hello, DFIS. Welcome. Hello, Mr. Jesse. Catch you later, Bill. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you around. Yeah, our main objective today is to go do, did I mention it earlier? But, our main objective today is, Underspire. We are going to be doing, every last Underspire battle that we can today. As we have yet to, oh yeah, I did mention it earlier. Because we have yet to poke it this week. So that'll be our main focus once we clear out everything. Which, honestly, there's not much to clear out. Pet rescue I could technically ignore. Though, if you've seen how bad we got hit on food, maybe we shouldn't ignore it. We were running really low on pet food, but for now, we're still gonna ignore it. We're fine for now. Anyways, PvP? Yeah, I guess let's go do PvP. Oh yeah, I didn't do raids yesterday. I actually forgot about that. And all the billion things we got around to, forgot to get around to those raids. Not too big a deal, though. Actually, I might even skip the, buff and just go for it tomorrow. Let's go for our 3 Valhawks we need. Because we triple buffed last night, so we can actually skip a day of buff if we want to. We'll skip today so we can focus on Underspire. Yeah, out of all the things we did last night, I never got around to doing raids. We streamed for like, what, 3.5 hours? And in all that time, I never thought like, oh, we should go do raids. Oh, so are we still at 0 Valhawks? That sounds about on brand. Technically we haven't been streaming for 8 years. A few months from now will be the 8-year mark of us streaming. Yesterday was the 8-year mark of the Monday videos. Which I guess technically the Monday video was the 8-year mark of the Monday video, but you know what I mean. This Monday video was the 8-year mark of it actually technically occurring. Yesterday was the actual 1-year mark since the first one. And yeah, it's technically not the 1-year mark of us, or 8-year of us streaming quite yet. I think that's like July of this year? June, July, one of the J's. Yeah, pretty much. We've been streaming every day for like 8 months. Well, not every day, but most every day. Within that 8-month period, I probably streamed 99% of those days. Or 8-year period, not 8-month, whatever I just said. In 8 years, we streamed about 99% of those days between. Yes, hello, Draco. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I was looking at like the total video count on the channel the other day. Not like recently, but like the other week. I actually forget the exact number off the top of my head. But gosh, is a big number. Because it's in the thousands, of course. Because if you count every video plus every stream, it's in multiple thousand. I don't think it was over 10,000, but it was in the thousands. As would be expected if you're streaming like literally every single day. How many Gems of War videos have we made? Like, specifically videos? I have no clue. It's a lot hard to track. Because a lot of YouTube numbers does it on your total videos, and it counts streams in your total videos. Double Ironhawk team? We actually didn't come up with that one, oddly enough. That was one of them we didn't figure out until, like, days later. It didn't really occur to me at the exact time that it released to use it that way. There have been a good handful of teams that we have made, but the Ironhawk team actually did not come from us. I'm not sure who the original founder was. I don't think it was anyone who does YouTube. It's just like one of the bigger guilds or something similar, and then it just kind of spread around from there pretty quickly. But it only took like 3 days for people to catch on to the team. But when I was covering like the Friday Mythic video for it, it didn't occur to me at the time to like build it in that way. Mostly because I didn't think 20 damage was even enough. So I'd even bother messing with it in that regard. But there were a handful of kingdoms where 20 damage was enough damage. Because my assumption initially was like, oh, 20 damage isn't enough to kill anywhere, so might as well not even mess with it. But at the time, there was like 4 or 5 places where 20 damage was enough. These days, there's only, realistically, 3. It is, Sinner Mirage, Wild Plains, and, Draxum. Hey, all the Takshaka teams are kind of ridiculous. Even though of the two, Stellaryx is probably more likely to get a nerf. Takshaka is actually technically the strongest troop in the game right now. Even though it's actually Stellaryx, it's actually Takshaka. What was for dinner? And did you save some? Actually, what did I have for dinner? I had it a while ago. I just ended up having fish sandwiches, nothing special. Like just pre-made fish sandwiches. I just put it on some buns with a slice of bread, a slice of lettuce, and some mayo. And it's not even homemade mayo, it was pre-made mayo. It was like a pre-made everything. Yeah, I had a really lazy dinner. All I did was warm it up and assemble it. Everything else was just pre-made. Or, you know, store-bought. Do I know what the highest hero level is in Gems of War? No. It's somewhere in the 3,000, though. I am pretty confident not a single person has reached 4,000 yet. But there are a handful of 3,000s. Which one of the 3,000s is the highest? I have no clue. But there's a handful of people who have hit over 3,000 already. But I'm not sure what the highest is. If I had to guess, like 3,300, 3,500 around there. There's like extreme outliers, though. Because almost the entire player base is under level 2,500. Except for like a very small handful. No, I don't think they're gonna nerf Takshaka. I'm just saying it's broken beyond belief. Like, Stellaryx is broken, but they are going to probably nerf it. Takshaka is broken, but they're probably never going to nerf it. They're a different kind of broken. Takshaka's just fundamentally broken, and Stellaryx is just numerically broken. Stellaryx they can fix. Takshaka, they'd have to kill what it is to fix it, so they're never gonna fix it. But Stellaryx still is what it is with a lower number. Whereas Takshaka isn't what it is without its final trait. Oh good, we already have all 3. Oh, we had that for like 5 battles then. I wasn't sure if that one was the final one. Apparently it was. Alright. Let's go take out raids real quick, and then we'll go hand out code. And then we're probably camping. Actually, one thing I want to go check. Was that enough to take first or second? It was not. Oh well, we'll worry about that later. That's a later issue. We're gonna pretend we didn't see that. Anyways, we're in second place in PvP right now. Yep. Let's go to games. And yeah, let's go do yesterday's raids battle. I didn't even touch this yesterday. In all fairness, honestly, I'm not a fan of like everything we have to use this week for Leonis Empire. Raid should be really straightforward though, luckily. Underspire just feels like it's gonna be a lot clunkier. I don't know, we'll mess around with a few teams if we have to. I don't think it's gonna go particularly smooth compared to like last week. It's not that what we have is bad, it's just it's weaker than what we had. Like it's definitely a why did I do that? I should have just killed it outright. Okay, there we go. That was almost really bad. Oh yeah, we do have triple damage burning set up. I almost forgot. That was kind of the whole reason for doing this. We have triple damage burning set up here. Which is decently strong. There's a lot of situational doing any triple damage setup without Zulgoth. But obviously it functions without Zulgoth. It's just the better thing to have it with. That's not a necessity for triple damage burning. It just makes it so free. You know what? Let me start hitting things. Honestly, I almost want to get rid of this, but we need it for triple damage burning setup. Oh, so that's Fairy Fire, so it can come into play occasionally. Speaking of which. But I think that'd be enough. Gosh, I hate that that thing doesn't reapply Fairy Fire. Or Burn. I just find it so weird that the Trippy's based on does. Yet the Mythic doesn't. It just doesn't make any sense. There's one thing I've always hated about this Mythic, is that it doesn't apply Burn and Fairy Fire on cast like the similar Trip it's based on. Which means in some situations the Trip it's based on gets more Burning and Fairy Fire than this Mythic. Which doesn't seem right. It is the way it is. Alignment. Do I even bother clicking his ability ever? I feel like in every situation I look at it, it's not worth casting. You know what is though? Gosh, this Wraith Slayer this week does like infinite damage per cast. He's getting a 1-to-4 boost ratio based on all of our armor. He's getting double magic. And then of course he's getting ascended by 5 times. Meaning he is currently doing over 1,500 damage per poke to the boss. Which means this can have 700 and it would still one-shot it. It is doing that much damage. It won't show that much damage because it caps at how much durability it has. But we're hitting for over 1,500 damage per time we hit him. It is so much excess this week. Unfortunately, we don't hit the other ones as hard, but we still hit them really hard. We're still hitting them for like 300. Assuming we still have most of our armor. Honestly, I'm almost about to drop this just for a second copy of this thing. I think I did on the cheap team. Though I only used one because I used the other guy because I didn't bother buying deep enough to double it. But if we feel like we need it at some point, I will. Though I feel like we... Oh, I was going to say, I feel like we'll need it more for Underspire, but I forgot. Yeah, we don't have double magic in Underspire. He's actually going to be a lot weaker in Underspire. It's basically the same as Pride Guard, but with like 4 more magic. Otherwise, they're essentially the same thing. Whereas in this mode, he actually gets a lot more value due to, whatever you call it, the double magic. Well, I did use Blue Orb. He's currently maxed. The problem is you have to buy another tier in order to have more than one copy. Because if you buy up to the weapon, or tier 3 or whatever it is, you get 1 copy of him, which is enough to max him, of course, but it's not enough to use more than one on a team. Yep, there it is, every single day. Wow, that thing is perfectly consistent every day on the dot. I should probably go update my drivers. Every single day for like a week at exactly 8:24 p.m. It's like, hey, you should go update these drivers. It's kind of funny because I got like 2 different softwares that now like tell me whenever I have updated drivers. But only the Intel one reminds me every single day at the exact same time to go update it. They really wanted to make sure that people have up-to-date drivers for that thing. I should actually find where that is, because obviously it's some kind of setting somewheres or something. Because every single day at this exact time it dings. Without fail. Until I go update those things. This week's Underspire is awful. Is it that bad? Oh no, it seems pretty average. Like, it didn't seem like it's going to be the worst or the best. I can see the higher battles being really annoying. Mostly because a lot of what we have doesn't scale that well to that point. But today it shouldn't seem that bad. Because a lot of the options we have scale pretty good at the earlier range. My concern is the later range scaling is, like, non-existent. So it won't feel that bad, like, today, tomorrow. Like, pretty much until Thursday. But then, like, the final 2 days are going to be insufferable. It's going to be really slow. Is Lion Commander good outside the event? No. He has the same problem that the green-red one has. It just doesn't do enough damage. It's basically if you made Tesla balanced, is what this troop is. Which means it's really bad. It's like what a balanced version of Tesla was if they didn't buff her twice and made her broken beyond belief. Even without either buff, she would still be broken. But, yeah, it's their attempt at making a balanced Tesla without actually nerfing Tesla. They just simply made this the nerfed version of Tesla. They both do the exact same thing. The only difference is this one auto-kills bosses, basically. And has 4 higher base damage. But otherwise, this troop already existed as green-red for, like, years. Like, Pride Guard's been out since, like, 2019 or whatever it's been. He's been out for, like, 5 years already. Even though he came out yesterday. Or Monday, I mean. The only difference is he one-shots bosses with ability, and he has 4 higher base damage. And he uses different color. So he has the same mana cost, so it doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, I was wondering why that killed. I forgot his boost ratio. I was like, wait, that number wasn't high enough, but then I forgot like the 180 something boost. Alright, we did all of yesterday's battles. Now let's go do today's battles. Yeah, Underspire shouldn't be that bad initially. It's only at the really deep end is it going to be bad. Because we don't have anything for Underspire that scales that deep. The best we have is like Spam Empress into Corvash or something else that could scale really well with it. Like the entire end game of Underspire this week is just Spam Empress until you're beefy enough to win. Which is not ideal. Like, you'll ultimately win, but it's not the quickest way of going about it. Not that it's slow compared to what we have, but you know what I mean. When I say not the quickest way, I mean compared to other event weeks. Like, it will ultimately win. It just requires a bit of pre-buffing. And the worst part is, unlike Empress, it actually goes pretty slow. It effectively has half the Magicine as, or, you know, stacking and everything else as Empress does. But it applies it to your first slot instead of last slot. Also, if you burn and do triple damage at the same time, it will always not do the triple damage. The reason is your triple damage burning has to be in first slot, and you'd have to burn it beforehand. But the burner would have to be in front of your troop. But that'd be impossible because it needs to be in first slot to do triple damage. So it is impossible to burn on a trait and immediately get triple damage skull. Oh yeah, we ended up not doing it today. We were going to, but then we kind of just agreed we're not going to for now. But yeah, this Saturday we will be doing Plate Up. And I think we are done with Power World for a little bit. Mostly in place of Plate Up now. Yeah, I've never played it before. This Saturday will be the first time. I think I'm going in as the blindest out of all four of us. Because I haven't even done the tutorial. I'm just going straight into multiplayer. Unless it forces you to do the tutorial before it lets you in multiplayer. But my total play time will be like the 1 minute setting it up so I can actually get it to record. So I'll be able to see the title screen for a while. I'm looking forward to it. That will be kind to me this Saturday. Gosh. How bad will it be? To my understanding, the game is purely co-op, though. So you can't really do anything that would ruin it. Otherwise, it would hurt all of us. Because one of my understandings of that game is purely co-op. We're not, like, competing with each other, unless there is a mode that's like that. So you can't, like, sabotage me, luckily. Oh, I'm very wrong? Okay, I have no clue what the game is then. My understanding of it is we're, like, co-op running a restaurant. And we get to, like, add things to the restaurant over time. Almost like in a, like, a roguelike style. But maybe that's not what it is. That was my only brief understanding of the game that I think I had. But apparently that's not even correct. You expect a lot of expletives? It likely wouldn't happen. Oh, we can't one-shot Skull anymore? That's sad. We're already at the point we can't even one-shot Skull. The triple damage burning, that is. Obviously, we can't one-shot normal Skull. Oh, we got Freeze Zolgoth. I was wondering why we got Freeze Gems. Wait, normal Zolgoth doesn't even create Freeze Gems. It's kind of interesting. That's an effect that doesn't exist on normal Zolgoth. That's cool. You should add that to normal Zolgoth. It'd make up for his lack of freeze. It'll make it so you don't need Zolgoth on the team. To go with Catharix. So let's call him Zolgoth, you know what I mean. But Zolgoth's the one with the freeze. Catharix is the one without it, but needs it. But anyways, we're done. Cleared out that, we cleared out that. Let's go into Code. I think I said I would do it right about now. And I'll probably spend the rest of the team, rest of the stream in Underspire. We got 51 battles to go through. Alright, let's reevaluate what we have for Underspire. And see how bad the damage is. First things first, let's grab our better team. Actually, let's look at both of them. So this one is spam the 2 armor boost guys. This one is buff Corvash. Yeah, honestly, buff Corvash, buff Tower, I think could be our ways to go. No, not raids. What am I doing? Go to games, go to Underspire. Let's start going through them. Yeah, I think we're just sticking with buff Corvash. Do we have Empower? Alright, wonderful. Hey, we got mail. Thank you, I just claimed it. Hey, Underspire's gonna be horrible this week. I might have to go with Explodey Weapon. Oh, Underspire almost feels like a skip this week. If this is gonna be our best viable team. There are a few things we could adjust. But the overall premise would be the same regardless of what we switch out. There's only so many ways we could build this week. Oh gosh, we got a double 10. So I remember when Corvash used to have a 14 instead of 15 mana cost. He actually ends up getting triple nerfed. Back when he used to be meta. He used to have a 14 mana cost instead of 15. He used to have a 50% score reduction instead of, oh gosh, double same again. But yeah, he used to have 14 mana cost instead of 15. He used to have 50% score reduction instead of 25%. And there was like one other change. I think they either adjusted his damage or his typing used to be different. I think he used to be Human Knight and then Human Monster? Or Knight Monster or something? I don't remember. Yeah, I think the third change is they changed his typing. But yeah, he used to have 1 lower mana cost and he used to have 50% score reduction. I think they might have tweaked his damage value slightly as well. Yeah, you got quite a few nerfs. And like many things that's been nerfed in the past, if he was untouched, he would still be too weak today. If he was what he was initially released at as full power, he'd still be too weak in current state of game. But he's still one of the strongest options we have from this place. In order to set up the double kill. Oh wow, we actually did find Door. I'm actually surprised. Because we didn't have levels to go by. Because both our double paths were same level. I mostly did it based on direction though. Yeah, these earlier fights aren't going to seem too bad because we just kind of brute force through them. But they are eventually going to get really bad. The worst thing is, this kingdom doesn't even have a single troop that can hit all enemies simultaneously. Like, we can't even cheese it with just like a standard AoE. I guess we can on weapon. Actually, can we on weapon? Is there even a weapon we can run that hits all enemies now that I think about it? We might not even have a weapon that does it, let alone a troop. I know for sure we don't have a troop. But I didn't actually comb through all the weapons to double check. Because I was going a mana accumulating weapon, so I figured that'd give us more value. Emperor is a pain when when different Underspire shuffle your team order. Wait, is there a team that does that this week? Dude, this could be really bad for Emperor. Nah, that's double dead end, most likely. Honestly, every single one of these probably lead to a dead end, but zone 1, so we're gonna have to take them eventually anyways. Is there a cap on victory talismans? Not to my understanding, no. Unless it caps at 999. Because I'm at a 3-digit number and it hasn't capped yet. But there might be a cap, I'm not sure. But if there is a cap, it's pretty high. Because the cap would have, the lowest would have to be 999 then. Because we haven't hit it yet. We're at 360. Or who knows, maybe 360 is the cap and I just haven't noticed. Oh no, is anyone above 360? I assume that's not the cap. This seems like a weird number. I'm pretty sure we just coincidentally happen to be at 360. Catch you later, Miss Insane Witch. Have a good night. Yeah, the more I'm doing Underspire, the more I'm realizing this is a really bad decision. We already bought the torches, so can't back out now. In all fairness, I think the weekend event's pretty quick. We have Bounty Hunter, so we'll do Bounty Hunter pretty much on Friday, and then don't have to deal with it. What even is the most time-consuming weekend event these days? I guess it's a new Deep Delve area. Not only because I cover a video on it each time, but also because it itself just takes the longest amount of time. Which is also why we cover a video on it. Oh wow, first try. Oh, we're on perfect Underspire so far. This is like the best week to get perfect Underspire on. And as the more battles we could avoid, the better. I do feel like something in this team needs to change. I think we're going to need to shift into an explodey weapon. And maybe switch out Corvash build for a different one. I kind of even want to drop Emperor. I'm just not sure if we're going to have enough damage later on without scaling. Because right now, obviously, he's doing nothing. But later on, I'm not sure if not having him would be detrimental. Because right now, obviously, he's doing literally nothing for the team. But that will change soon. The second Corvash stops one-shotting, it'll matter. Worst comes to worst, we do have the Leonis Empire path. Leonis Tower, really tanky. Problem with it, though, it's basically effectively half the damage of Ketris. I mean, not Ketris, of Corvash. Because it does essentially the same thing, but it's physical instead of true damage. So we'd need or twice as much damage to kill the Corvash. Also, she could target skulls, by the way. Not sure if I mentioned that yet. Dude, that's the first time I've bothered doing it this battle. Or this, you know, since we've been using her this week. Yeah, she could target power gems, too. She's one of the few things that can actually create, like, literally anything. She has a really wide range of what she's actually allowed to target. I'm surprised there's not more troops like her or a better version of her. She's rather unique in that regard. Like, there's almost no other troop that even does it like that. Where you could even target power gems and the such. I'm not sure if all newer gems work with it. Like, I'm pretty sure you can't use it on, like, the new Divine Gem and stuff like that. Not that you would even want to. But, it works on quite a few things. I could do it on that Doom Skull, for example. Or about to after this cast. Tower's not that much higher, isn't it? 16, I believe? It's like 16 or 17 instead of 15. But it uses 3 colors, so its mana is actually effectively lower than Ketris. I mean, Dinkitar, than Corvash. I will eventually say the right word. But, it's a slightly higher mana cost, but it's effectively lower due to coloration. Oh, no, I can't create the Blessed Gem. But I can do Doomskull. Which matters a lot more. But yeah, she can't do it for every power gem. That one kind of makes sense, because it doesn't even count as a color. Kind of unfortunate. In all fairness, we were never going to target it anyways. I think the best one she can copy is Uber Doomskull. Though battles don't naturally have Uber Doomskulls, of course. Actually, that's something that she can actually do in a Kedar restriction. I mean, a Leonis Empire restriction. I believe there's currently nothing in Leonis Empire that can create Uber Doomskulls. No weapon, no troop. So under normal circumstances, she actually cannot create Uber Doomskulls within her own kingdom. Even though she can create them. But she can't in the context of her own kingdom restriction. But she can for Doomskulls because those do naturally fall on the board. Very rarely, but they do still occur. And when they do, she does target them. Because they're really good value for 7-gem spawn. Even skulls are normally worth it. If you don't directly need a mana. But the whole reason I have her on the team is to target blue. So we could do this, and then that, and then win. Oh gosh. Alright, what way do we go? Down or down? I'll go down, I guess. Quite a variety in our choices we have here. Gosh, I still need to get rid of that cough. Oh, so I should just went for the skull. Oh. He sacrificed himself. It's both good and bad. It's good because it's a free kill. It's bad because he could have targeted anything on his team, but he decided to hit himself, so he can't actually kill another one. I still feel like we should replace out something on this team. Maybe a weapon for explodey weapon. I guess technically devoted later on. If we do go explodey weapon, we can replace it out. I'm just not sure if solo explodey weapon's enough mana accumulation. Plus, then we can't target skulls. Targeting skulls is fun. Yeah, I forgot. You give a ton of armor to the team. That'd be relevant if we were using the other guy. Oh, there's the movement thing someone was talking about. Yeah, it's a factor, isn't it? That's not ideal, is it? Not much we could do about that. Did you just get triple Doom Skull? What was that? All the Doom Skulls all of a sudden. Yeah, what do we have for a replacement? Where are all the mythics? Why does this team have no mythics on it? Deo is horrible. Flaming Anu is horrible. Leonis Tower is only one higher mana cost. It's not too bad. Why is everything so bad? Divine Ishbala is interesting. Corvash is good. Convert green gems to blue. Convert purple to Doom Skulls. Oh. Oh, you're 20 mana, though? I guess that makes sense. So is Glaceon, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot about this guy. His mana cost is so high, though. But that ability is pretty good. I wish this was Monster Divine, so we could do it with Divine Ishbala. It's a lack of synergy from this kingdom that I really wish I had. If this was Monster Divine, you could go Greyon, Divine Ishbala, Hero, and one other thing. And that'd be a pretty solid team. We still technically could do that. The problem is he'd have 4 starting mana instead of 8. But honestly, that's not like so much of a difference that would stop us from using him, I guess. Obviously, we have the armor boost ratio guy, the other armor boost ratio guy, Falconer Resummoner into red. Ah, oh gosh. We have Tagraki. If we truly get desperate, we could play this like it's a bounty hunter team. Oh, that's really funny. We can go double Tagraki, something you're not allowed to do in bounty hunter. We can go Corvash, Explodey Weapon, Tagraki, Tagraki. You know we got to later. Not right now, though. But I think that's legitimately going to be our team later on. Like Corvash, Corvash, Explodey, Tagraki or something. In that order. We're a bit too early to be running that team right now, though. But I think that might ultimately be our team once we get a little deeper. Once Corvash falls off, it can no longer one-shot with an Emperor buff. I think we transition into double Corvash Tagraki. Ended up going down the free Underspire route. And I'm definitely going all the way, I think, this week. It's just going to take forever on the later fights. It's definitely doable, though. Like, we have everything we need to win. It just doesn't win quick. Like, this is definitely an Underspire week where we're going to spend, like, 6 hours total on Underspire. So we'll likely have 0 losses. Or just the wins will take forever. Because this kingdom has a lot of safe ways to not die. It doesn't have particularly good ways to apply scaling damage. But that's what the Tagaraki's for. The deeper we go, the more Tagaraki comes out. We'll play it like a bounty hunter team. Worst comes to worst. Which is kind of funny because don't we have bounty hunter this weekend? So we basically have to play 2 bounty hunters at once this weekend. Between Underspire and bounty hunter. I think oh wow, we actually found it. I was gonna say, I think this is the final section we can get away with this team. We are on track for perfect Underspire. What a great week to get perfect Underspire on. Could you imagine if we actually get it? One of the worst weeks we've had for Underspire in a while, and we managed to get a perfect on it. Which is substantially reduce how many battles we have to do. We still don't have a true perfect yet. We've gotten one mistake like 3 times. Never have we gotten to true perfect. I forgot, once we get this weapon up, it has enchant. It was one of the reasons I was even running this instead of explodey weapon. The entire reason was because it has enchant. And because the coloration that it does is a little bit better than the other one. Like the colors that it creates on the board. Bit of an unfortunate miss. You're perfect on Underspire because you didn't start it. Good strategy for sure. We're getting close to that level. If we can make it through perfect in this section, I think we might actually have a chance. We have to get like a 1.5 more sections before I think it's actually possible. And then we'll be disappointed right at the end when we somehow failed on like the last floor. That's what happened one of the attempts. We had the absolute perfect until the very last section, then messed it up somehow in the final section. Because the first and final always have like a really, really weird movement through them. Whereas second to fifth are a lot more similar to each other in how you have to move through them. Oh, I need him to actually cast. I'm gonna sacrifice my turn and hope sacrifice sacrifices. No! Wait, I need skull. No, I missed. But he did too. There we go. If you didn't resummon, we could just went straight for Corvash. Alright, we have a 63 with a movement, and oh gosh, he's gonna move us. That's so bad with this team. There's like 3 battles where we have to deal with movement. And this is the one where it's basically unavoidable. I just realized casting Devoted blocks Corvash now. I also can't buff Empress because it would buff itself. Or, you know, cast it because it would buff itself. At this rate, our team will be back to normal order, though. Luckily, it's not like Underspire, where if you don't get it back to normal order, you have to deal with that the entire time. Alright, give him all that yellow is actually beneficial, because now we have enough to win. Oh, it came full circle, quite literally. There we go. And if that actually was Underworld, we'd be back in correct order. Because that's how you have to play it in normal Underworld. Wait till your team gets back to normal order and then kill them out. You don't have to do that for Underspire because your team gets reset each time. But you still played it the same way regardless, just out of habit. That's not required doing it that way for Underspire. Only for Underworld. Wow, that's a big miss. I said hello, Rob! Welcome, welcome. We're currently on a perfect Underspire that will probably be ruined any room now. No, Crimson Bat still gains HP on hit. I'm actually not going to have enough if he gets up. He used to actually heal based on how much damage he did. That mechanic got moved to Draculus. But the OG Crimson Bat was basically Draculus. And then a few years later, they actually added Draculus to the game. And when Draculus first came out, he actually was kind of good. For a little bit. Not for too long, though. But that mechanic on the OG Crimson Bat was really broken at the current state of the game. It's one of those situations when something isn't that broken, and then a few years later becomes very broken. Or, you know, it's broken enough that it gets brought back into the game. There's been a lot of mechanics that's been like that. One of the biggest one in recent times is actually the Ironhawk build. Ironhawk used to, or more so Dust Devil. Dust Devil used to be able to one-shot teams on his own. But then that was nerfed, and then 5 years later it came back through Ironhawk. They've done that quite a few times. But they've done that with Crimson Bat. Crimson Bat used to have lifesteal. Like the damage it did, it gained back as HP. And then like 2 or 3 years later, after they nerfed that on Crimson Bat, they added it to Draculus when he came in to the game. There's been a lot of mechanics like that where it's too broken initially, but then gets re-added back to the game. It's pretty much every few years, the game just power creeps like crazy in one direction. Case in point, Stellaryx. Like, even if they nerf Stellaryx, in 3 years, we're just gonna have a new Stellaryx. I'm scared to see what the meta is going to be where Stellaryx isn't considered meta anymore in its current state if it doesn't get nerfed. Because that's some hefty power creep if so. Like the gap between an average or bad troop compared to a broken troop is going to be so absurdly massive if we reach a point where Stellaryx is considered not worth using in the exact state it's in right now. Because you would need multiple layers of power creep before he's useless. The main thing that could eventually make Stellarix useless, though, oddly enough, is he's not good at extra turning. We're getting increasingly closer to, like, infinite turn meta. Just being, like, the only team that's ever ran. And one thing that's a big downside of Stellarix is his extra turn rate is not particularly high. Like, he does have extra turn rate. It's a bit hard to calculate, but it's roughly like 40 to 50%. It's really comparable to Beatrix, actually. I think it's slightly lower than Beatrix, but pretty comparable. Ooh. Did we go down or down? I'm thinking about right down. But I'm pretty sure it's down, down. I think it's right down. It's either down, down, or right down. I'm going right down. I don't have confidence in down, down. That is the next path I'm moving to if this is wrong. Yep, I have more confidence now. My confidence just went up by like 200% in this path. It can still be merchant, though. Oh, so much brown when we don't even need the mana at the moment. Now we do. Now where's our free brown? Yeah, there's something kind of funny about his current mana, too. His change actually did happen around the time when Spirit Fox was somewhat meta. So that 7 drain is like just enough to be really annoying on his total mana cost. One, two, three, yeah, I don't know, what do we think? Merchant or boss room? It curving up like that makes me think it's merchant now. But we're too deep. I don't like the curve up there. I would have had more confidence with a non-curve up. I wonder if I can make terror gems. I feel like a lot of the newer ones, they didn't code to this. Oh, we can. Ooh, you know what? Let's click it just to say. No, it only creates normal purple. I got scammed. They didn't actually create terror gems. Aw. It just copied it as normal purple. No, that's what I thought. Yeah, the curve up made it seem like it wasn't going to be it. Well, this one's probably also not it, but we're already invested. Also, no perfect for us. Boo. Alright, let's hope it's over here, because if we have to go through an entire area to go find that thing, that's going to be really annoying. Could also use up pretty much every last torch we have right now. Oh, we're still making really good pacing. Even if we have to full scout this current floor. Hey, did we ever hand out a code, by the way? Does anyone remember? I think we did. But my memory's too bad to figure it out. Yeah, double dead end. I came this far. We gotta go for it. Is Dracula stealthy? No. Oh, actually, we can see right here. I believe it's 25% score reduction, the undead immunities, and I think he gives a little bit extra HP to undeads. Oh no, it was the lifesteal. I forgot about that. Duh, his unique trait. But yeah, he has the undead immunity to 25% score reduction and steal 8 life when he takes a skull. Nothing too good. The only thing particularly good there is the score reduction. We did hand out one code? Okay. Yeah, I can only hand out one because we handed out so many the other night. Gotta hand out one for the next few days. So we will be back to handing out 2 soonish. It's just we handed out like 6 last night, so gotta slow down a little bit for a couple days.
Mana surge. Mana surge.
What am I doing? We already have win condition. The only mythic you're missing is Horde Mimic. Also, hello, BWO. Welcome, welcome. It's only available in Explore 12. It's technically available from all levels Explore. However, it is quickest to obtain from Explore 12. Because the way that it works, to my understanding, is it seems to be like a triple 10%. There's a 10% chance you get a 2 times Horde Mimic, or a Mimic chest. Then in that 2 times Mimic chest, there's a 10% chance you'll get a 5 times Mimic. And then on that 5 times Mimic fight, there's about a 10% chance you'll get the Mimic itself, the actual troop. Which effectively makes it a 0.01? Wait, right? How many zeros do we need? Yeah, right? A 0.01% chance that every time you clear an Explorer, that you'll end up getting it. Well, technically less if you're not getting the full reward. Or, you know, if you're not getting a chest. But every time you get a chest from Explorer, you basically have a 0.01% chance it'll be him. So 1 in every 1,000? No, 10,000? 1 in every... Yeah, I believe that's 1 in every 10,000 chests you get from Explorer will be a Horde Mimic on average. Which is why it seems so rare. And the reason why Explore 12 is quicker is because you see more chests. Because you get more points. But his actual drop rate, to my understanding, is the same in all rarities. The reason why Explore 12 is the quickest, though, is because the more chests you get, the better. So yes, Explore 12. Long story short, do Explore 12 until you have it. Just keep spamming it. But it is technically possible from all levels Explorers. It's just the rate of chests is quicker on 12, so it will always be quicker, assuming you can take it at a decent speed. Which, if that's the only mythic you have, you're definitely at the point where you can take it at a decent speed. Yep, that's pretty much how you get Horde Mimic. Yeah, it's really RNG based. There's some people who have gone really dry on it too. I'm currently kind of dry on my 3rd one. We're almost at like the 3rd year mark of not getting a single Horde Mimic. Like, I think we're about 4 times over drop rate for our 3rd. Luckily, the 1st and 2nd one weren't that bad. And of course, you don't need more than 1. Yeah, I would say the Horde Mimic grind is probably one of the more annoying grinds in this game.
Mana surge.
Mostly because unlike a lot of other luck-based grinds, you never actually get any closer to it.
Mana surge.
At least with something like the Dragonite RNG eggs. Like, even if you get the wrong dragon, you're always passively getting Dragonite over time. But you can't really say the same about Horde Mimic. There's also not really segments of Horde Mimic. It's just one single drop. Whereas Diamantina and Stellarex can kind of be considered 6 different drops in a sense. So you can actually physically see progress towards it. Whereas something like Horde Mimic, you either get it or you don't. Oh wow, we're at the point where we can't even Corvash anymore. I think it's time to retire Corvash for next section. Oh, so as soon as we hit the borderline for next section, we're gonna stop for now. But tomorrow when we do Underspire, we gotta completely restructure our team. Because Corvash is about to fall off a cliff. Because as soon as stats get just a slightly higher, he's no longer gonna be in kill range. Well, I just full scouted this floor. That's not ideal. Let me guess. There's like a secret path I forgot, and it's that path all along. Like the path we're on right now is not actually it. There's a secret path I just didn't notice, and that path's the path. I feel like that always happens. There's always like that one side lurking path that always hides from me. Yep, it was. Where is it? Oh, it's over there. No! Every time. That's funny. Yep, there it is. I hate when I do that. When I don't realize that there's another path, and that path was the right path all along. Yeah, the Power Word stream today was amazing. Yeah, we didn't end up doing one. We were, and then we didn't. And we're still doing Plate Up this Saturday, though. The Isabel rescue missions were really funny. Okay, can I get something other than double torch? He's got double back-to-back double torch. Gosh, Lester and Mr. Z. I will take that one over. Also, I am finally shaving off this beard soon, by the way. Probably just next week. I'm not sure when. I gotta get rid of the thinking beard. Also, my mom's birthday's next week. Actually, a week from today. We'll probably be celebrating it a bit earlier because with all the dental work I'm getting done on the day of her birthday, I probably won't be able to talk like at all that day. Definitely at least not for a couple hours after.
Mana surge.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. There's a chance we're not streaming next Thursday night, by the way. We probably are, but there is a small chance we're not. Depends what my mouth situation is. It should be fine by then, but you never know. Are we still doing Old School RuneScape tomorrow? Yes. Oh, I meant next week's Thursday, not this week's Thursday. But yeah, Old School RuneScape we're still doing tomorrow. I'll probably start at around noon. Yeah, they did an update today. It was a pretty small patch, but it's actually a really relevant patch for what I was waiting on them to do. They did a bunch of bug fixes, and some of it was related to the bird hunt that we were doing. But yes, tomorrow we will continue the bird hunt. Based on its drop rate, we're about 1/3 the way there. But yeah, we will get it soon, TM. But yeah, we'll continue to hunt tomorrow. I do a few other things too, but we'll probably focus mostly on the bird. We gotta wait a while before they add more content to the other game, though. Because their next big update's a PvP update that I'm probably not gonna bother dealing with. And then their next big update is either gonna be a quest, or what's the other one? Or the next Varlamore expansion. Like that one big area that they ended up adding a couple months ago. Oh, what do we need here? We'll take that one over. Let him take all the blue. Everyone else, that's funny. Hey, we finally found it. Hey, good. We didn't fully scout the place. We did all but one. Alright, this will be the final one we go for now. We still have, actually, you know how many torches we have left? The 2 dead-end rooms we found both gave us double torch, which was exactly enough. Also, thank you for the 69, everyone. I will not say what word it says, though. YouTube will gladly take their cut of the money from that word, but they probably won't let me say that word. Will I not thank everyone for the thing? I said thank you for it. Tessa thanks everyone for granted these days. Gosh, you guys are insane. I'll take tribute. Anyways, guys, I think we'll be ending here for now. We will be back tomorrow night, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, hour prior to now tomorrow. We will be doing a midday stream tomorrow, unlike today. Though, as far as our next co-op stream, we will be doing that this Saturday with Genki, Isabel, Cookie. We'll be doing Plate Up. But as far as other midday streams, we'll be doing the bird hunt tomorrow for Old School RuneScape. We shall continue hunting the bird with the hunter skill, and hopefully have a cool little bird following us at some point eventually soon, TM. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful week. I will catch you guys soon. And thanks for stopping by. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching.